Hey, welcome to Lot Corner. This is Guido with a replay analysis for Decraw. Driving his T20 asked the question what he could have done better. In this match, he is platooned with Z, we'll call him, however you say that name, and we are currently on Windstorm map. So he's driving his T20. He's going to come up to a spot here and try to start working as the low tier in a tier 9 battle. So he's in a tier 9 battle, low tier, driving up. I'm going to show you what he's doing with his view. All right, Decraw, so you're going to come up here, and the first thing you try to do is get up on the top of this, which I don't know why you would even want to be up on top of that. Maybe you're just exploring, looking for new things. Don't know, but the top of that little area right there is a good way to get killed. There's really no cover. I mean, you can get up there, I guess, to the right and use a bit of hold down. But you're also going to be highlighted from several different directions up there. Most of those places you can climb up to like that on the maps are more or less worthless. So you're going to use the hold down capability of the T20 and snap a shot. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. This is going to happen several times. You're going to come up, snap a shot. Nice job as far as poking and trying to get back, minimizing your exposure and not trading poorly. However, when you poke and you see a guy moving like that, take a few moments to make a nice aimed shot. His reticle is probably going to be huge. On the other hand, obviously, if somebody's got in position and is sitting there staring at your spot, they may hit you. But that's not as common a spot to use. There could be somebody staring right there, but it's not the most common spot. So I think in that case, you probably had a moment to take a nice aimed shot. I'll also stop right here to talk about gold usage. You've got 8 rounds with you. The way I do it is I shoot them first. Why? Because I believe early damage is the best damage. So I want to ensure that my first count's shot, and especially if I'm low tier like the T20, probably going to load up the gold first because I know I'm going to run into some of those heavily armored tanks more than likely that the other team has. The Decraw is running with a large repair kit and a fire extinguisher. And now we're just kind of sitting back here. Now this is going to be a theme throughout the entire replay. You're not really doing anything. You're just, I guess, sitting around waiting for an opportunity, and that's fine, not a problem. But you need to start creating a few more opportunities, and what you're going to have here is a situation where you just plain old don't shoot enough. It's a great spot, good hold down capability, and you're just sitting on the backside. Now, a lot of people do that waiting for things to develop, and once again, that's fine. That was a strange shot. I'm not really sure. Sometimes people's hands shake a little bit or whatever was going on there. But it should have been a fairly easy shot if you'd have just zoomed in nice and far on that guy. Nice aim shot on his side. So that was a missed opportunity simply from poor marksmanship, essentially. Now, this is a good shot. Nicely aimed. There you go. And we're reloading. We're going to sit back here past the reload and not make any attempts. Well, I don't think that T-34 is actually looking at you. Now, he may be now. You were spotted. But he seemed to be busy doing other things. Okay, good job. I knew that guy was there. Oh, hey, there's the T-32. Now, you've got, over on your right, a Rheinmetall and a Leopard PTA working on that T-32. So he is very much busy dealing with those guys. That is something you need to start working on your larger SA at the tactical flank level. There's SA at the strategic level, which is on the map, the mini-map itself. But then in your particular flank, your SA at the tactical level, what's going on around you and what opportunities does that give you? That T-32 is really busy with those two. He's not even looking at them. And there's the potential here for you to help. 2 things you could do. First one is obviously pop over and shoot. You're probably going to need the gold for that. The second one is to push over and tuck up in this area right here. Now, what's the dangers of that? There are some guys sitting back who could hit you, so that's probably not a great idea right now. And sometimes there's guys sitting over here on this ramp or coming around this little corner that can start to hit you. Potentially some guys camping here or maybe up at the windmill. So probably not a great idea now, but you're building the SA to say, you know what, pretty soon if things start going well, I may want to move up into this little nook right here and start working these guys because I've got my allies keeping them busy. And again, we're reloaded and we're not really looking for a shot, so it's a little more aggression out of you. And you may want to bait, just pop and look, see if shots come back, see if you can light somebody up, and then go. But right now you're just sort of hanging back. Now I can tell that you're thinking about the T-32 now and maybe looking for a better hold down spot, but clearly that was not it. That's even worse right here than this area, which is flatter. Seems to me like maybe this area over here might work for you a little bit better. It's a bit flatter, at least until you hit this little higher rise, but maybe coming from this way, and I think you're actually going to do that in a little while. All right, not a bad thought. There's a comet down there, maybe poking. Let's look over here. And this is pretty good, so let's see what's here. There's that Panther again. All right. That looked to me like you were using the shift zoom, which will zoom directly in wherever you're pointed at. I don't like the shift zoom. I'll use the scroll wheel on a scroll wheel mouse so that I can point right where I know the bandit is or the bad guy is, and I can zoom in. If it was a scroll wheel zoom, you weren't anywhere near pointing at him, and so you zoom into what looks like bushes and rocks, poke out, and take a hit. So bad trade right there. Missed opportunity. So that's probably 3, maybe 4 missed opportunities for shots. Now this spot, like I said, is decent. I don't care for it much because it can be swept by fire from the windmill, guys poking around this corner over here, that guy right there. There's a lot of places that it can be hit from. But there's no arty, right? So no arty. Now let's take a look at the overall strategic situation you've got going on. You're starting to win. They're down 4, you're down 1. Weighted guns is starting to matter. It doesn't mean that you're auto win at this point, but it's something to note. When you popped on that T-32, he wasn't looking at you initially. Then you came back, you backed up, and then you went back forward after he'd seen you and popped back. Now if you're trying to bait a shot, that's one thing, but the turret on the T-20 is not that great. It's decent, but it's not that great. For my money, if you'd have come over the first time and seen him not looking at you, I'd have just driven a little bit further, taken a quick shot, and then backed up. Another shot opportunity missed. You still got your 2 friends over there. You can see them, the Leopard and the Rheinmetall, but you're not really doing anything to facilitate them. They've got to come around that entire corner in their very soft tanks, and they don't know where that T-32 is right now. If you could pop over, get that T-32 to get a little bit busy with you, they might be able to come around and put 2 rounds into him. Okay, they saw him, and again, you pop out, you see him, and you back up immediately, and clearly he was running away, getting hit by your friends, and really not worried about what you're doing. So another shot opportunity missed. There you go. Target of opportunity. Nice job right there. Starting to work on that guy. And you're in a fine position here. He's not looking at you. Again with the zoom, I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe that was auto aim. Now this was interesting that I noted on the first couple run-throughs just to look at what I was going to talk about. I forgot that you had a platoon mate, and turns out he was another 100, 200 meters behind you the entire time. Let me tell you, man, if you had those 2 T-20s and you got up a little closer, based on the way this thing developed, and now you're way winning, if you take a look at your flank, the other flank's completely won. Your flank is starting to win. Your strategic SA is that the entire game is about to be won. But somewhere about a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago, had that other T-20 come up with you, you both could have come over that ridge, tucked up into that little area I talked about, right there, and done some really good work together. And as of right now, you've got 2 damaging hits and have probably missed 5, maybe 6 other shots. Some of them pretty good shots. Okay. Here's where you need to start thinking about trading some of your hit points for enemy damage. This is a pretty good shot right here. Takes a while to take it, but you got it. Now your friend's pushing, so it's time for you to get up there and help him. You're gonna eat a shot from this 8.8. I always get tracked by that shot. No idea how you didn't, but good on you. Auto aim and shoot. That may have been what you did, and you just got a bad bounce. But this is what your T20s could have been doing probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago. And now it's just the collapse. At this point, get aggressive because they've only got 3 tanks left. One of them's down the south, one of them's in the middle. So really the only hit point pinata you've got left is this 110 up here. And there's 3 of you. You're at 453. He's not going to one-shot you. You guys are going to poke up here and then play the rock back and forth game, all afraid to take a hit. So if just one of you had gone up and over, taken a shot, and then worked around to his flank, you could have started wrecking him, and you're going to give this leopard PTA and his buddies back there all the damage. So I mean, I really don't know. There's no use to this. I mean, sure, you're facilitating your buddies while he stares at you, but go get your damage, man. You can trade now at this point. Just look at that. There's only 1 KB4 left. You can trade some of your hit points now for a few more damaging shots. At least poke up, show your turret, and try to make him miss on a shot on a small turret. And if he does hit you, then continue up and over because he's shot. Now he's on a reload. KB4 comes down. You've saved all your gold. Might as well load the gold. You know this dude's going to be a hard target. You're going to get a shot on him, but because you hadn't loaded any gold, you're not going to get a pin, even on the side of his turret. Bloop. He sees you, you're soft, he's going to shoot at you. Nice job dodging that. We're going to end up killing him off. So you got the win. You did 712 damage. You probably left, I don't know, easily 6 to 8 shots. Maybe up to 10 if you'd have been poking just a little bit more. Might that have traded a few more of your hit points along the way? Possibly. The key there is not to do it in a rhythm that they can time so that you're constantly just poking over, poking over, poking over. But you spend a lot of time on that backside being way, way cautious. So a little bit passive, leaving some shots on the field. Need a little bit of work on your local tactical essay on what's going on around you. And next time you platoon with that guy, tell him to get up there and quit camping. All right, man, I hope this helped.